A couple of weeks ago, my daughters and I went out on a mission to find Sunday breakfast. Now, if you live anywhere close to a major city, sometimes Sunday breakfast is hard to come by because places are so packed. So we ended up at a restaurant in town, and when we walked inside, the server at the entrance told us it was going to be a wait of 2 hours. 2 hours? Are you serious? There's no way that we were gonna wait that long. So my daughters and I found a place that served bagels, and that constituted our Sunday breakfast. This past Sunday, I had a different strategy. I woke up early in the morning, downloaded the app to the restaurant, and virtually stood in line. The app told me what time to arrive at the restaurant to secure my space. We checked into the restaurant and waited for our name to be called. We were seated a few minutes later, and the good interaction with the server made us feel like this was gonna be a great breakfast. We placed our orders and we waited and waited and waited and waited. Now the place was absolutely packed on a Sunday morning, and we were seated close to the door, so we watched people come in who had not reserved their spot on the app. The look of frustration and annoyance on their faces as dozens of people left the restaurant sad that they could not sit down for a good Sunday breakfast. Because who wants to wait that long? Remember that list you put together at the beginning of 2019? You had a list of all the things that you were gonna do, resolutions, checklists, projects, goals, whatever you wanna call it, you compiled them somewhere. And you said before the year was over, you were going to make a step toward what you had promised. Well, the year is almost over, and those of us who are supporting you, those of us who are encouraging you, those of us who are on your side, we are waiting. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. We were excited because you promised that your book was gonna come out this year. You promised that your music was gonna come out this year. You promised that you were gonna change your diet. You promised that you were gonna open a business. You promised that you would travel. You promised you would be a better husband or wife. You would be a better boss or friend. You promised, and we're waiting. You promised, but you haven't joined a gym or found an accountability partner. You promised, but you didn't find a writing coach. You promised, but you haven't gone to any seminars. You promised, but you haven't rearranged the schedule to work towards your goal. You promised, and we're waiting, and we're still waiting, and we're still waiting. Can you give us something? I know the book isn't finished, but can you give us a section of it in a blog post? I know the album isn't finished, but can you put a section of it on social media? I know the business isn't complete, but can you take a snapshot of you filling out the paperwork? Can you show us you going to the gym? Can you show us you going to a seminar? Can you take a photo of a conversation that you're having that's about to turn something around? Can you give us something to let us know that what you promised us is on the way? Because of all this hope we have in you, all this belief we have in you, all this trust that we have in you, all this support that we have for you, we want to keep giving it to you. But for some of us, if you make us wait too long, we're gonna take our attention elsewhere, and you might just miss your window. Listen, done is better than perfect. Trying is better than waiting. And getting started and showing evidence of progress is much better than the promise to get started. The year is almost up. Can you show us something? We're waiting.